Okay, everybody can see the presentation, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so we're talking today about implementing a play, practice, play session, okay? So the purpose, understand how to build and implement a play, practice, play session, build a common framework for a session structure in this environment, and deliver sessions that hit the 7 Fs of the session plan guide and meet the developmental needs of our Vale players. Why play, practice, play? Well, it immediately creates a game real environment for the players. It offers technical progress while forcing the players to make the tactical decisions necessary for their long-term growth and development in a real like game setting. It engages the players early in the discovery process. So they're coming to the field and immediately getting into game-like situations, immediately getting into the discovery of solving game real problems, immediately getting technical repetitions of dribbling and passing, etc. And it meets the cognitive and physical needs of the players across a variety of skill levels. Particularly in the 7v7, we tend to have a top group and a second group. Well, when you mix the players in and in a play, practice, play setting, you afford the opportunity for all the levels to kind of mix, learn from each other, teach each other, grow off of each other, and share in the learning and the growth process. So it's really kind of fun to see when it happens in real time. Okay, the session plan is a little bit bigger than a normal session plan would be. Well, say normal session plan would be. Okay, if you notice on the side there, we have the play one phase, and then we have a core activity, and then we have adjustments if too hard, adjustments if too easy, and then the play two phase at the end. Again, this provides the roadmap for our teaching. It clearly and concisely outlines the activities, the topics, the coaching points, the keywords, the guided questions. And again, it affords you the opportunity to fill in your timings as you need to know how much time to be spending on each activity, what your intervals should be, all those things. So you have those right at your fingertips and can use them over the course of the session. Okay, the big idea. So very similar to what we had before, but it's the order kind of shifts a little bit. In the grassroots coaching courses, we talk about the playbook and reading the playbook in the game, okay? And that starts with the when, which is instead of the who or the what, it starts with the when. It starts with the moment of the game. When is this happening? Where is it? When is it happening? Where is it happening on the field? And then to whom, which players does that involve? Okay, and then for us, from a topical perspective, what is our desired outcome, right? How do we get that outcome? So what do we need the players to do to achieve that outcome? And then why? What's the purpose? What is the bigger picture of the item? So using the topic of building possession from our goal to across midfield. Okay, we want to be when is in possession, where it's near our goal to across the midfield line. Okay, how? Well, we would dribble and pass, we would make or find openings, we would look to outnumber our opponents, we would spread out, and we would try to play with our hips open. So those become our keywords and our coaching points. Okay, what we want to dribble and pass to move the ball forward, and then why is to safely advance the ball. And then the piece in here that isn't as specific as it would be in a session a little bit later is the who, is the specific of which players. And that's because at the grassroots level for the younger kids, we don't often get too much into, we introduce positional roles and responsibilities, but it isn't necessarily about the position as much as it is about where I am on the field and what my job is in that moment on the field. And it's actually a really good way to teach it, because then the players absorb the information and positional responsibility of a few different positions kind of organically, right? They figure it out. They understand what they need to do when they're in the back versus when they're in the midfield versus when they're higher up the field, and so on. Okay, the play one phase. So the steps in the play one phase would be to get them going quickly with an easy activity, self-driven activity once it's outlined. So when the players arrive at the field, you have, arrive a few minutes earlier, set up 3 or 4 different fields, and then put some pennies down as the players come in, say, okay, here you go. It's 2v2 or 3v3. Maybe you have a game of 2v2 and a game of 3v3, depending upon your numbers. The games can be offset numbers as well. Teach the players to learn how to play up or play down. But get them going quickly, get them going, give them 5 to 10 minutes to just get used to the ball, get used to their teammates, have a little bit of that social time in the context of the game, but get them engaged and eager to be moving. This first intentional play phase, try not to, do not interrupt the game. Keep them playing, let them play, let them have the time. In stoppage one, we would let them play for, say, 3 to 5 minutes. We'd call them in, ask our guided questions, share the topic of the day, and then the expression is show me the solutions, right? How would you solve this? Go show me. Don't give them a chance to talk. Don't give them a chance to respond with their answers. Show me the solutions and send them back out to play. Give them 10 more minutes. Let them play. Pay attention to their solutions. Pay attention to the player actions and the things that are leading to the solutions. Do they match what we have on our sheet? Do they not? And then if they do, great. Let's look for some players to share those things when we talk again. And if they don't, we know where we have to guide the players when we meet again. So then after 10 minutes, we bring them back in. Okay, again, during that intentional phase, that second intentional play phase, we want to not interrupt the game. We want to just observe and assess and kind of take notes in our mind. During stoppage 2, we ask and share your guided questions. So we would ask our guided questions again and have the players sharing the answers and guide them to the solutions we were looking for. And then again, show me again. How do you come about this? Can you make this happen? Now that everybody's heard it, everybody's kind of has a sense of what it should be. How do we then show us again? Okay, and then again, during this last intentional phase of play, or excuse me, the last intentional play portion of phase 1, do not interrupt the game. Give the players the game to play. This should take 20 to 30 minutes of a session. But it's a really, really valuable portion of the session. A lot of their self-discovery will happen in this phase. A lot of their growth and learning will happen in this phase. In and amongst the groups themselves, they will problem solve. They will take the initiative to fix things. You'll see who is your vocal leaders and who are your ones that understand the concepts versus who doesn't. It's a really cool portion of the play practice play session.